Hello and welcome to Team Project Live. This is these are my October layouts for the November prompt, and we're looking at weeks 40 through to 43, and this month we're focusing on two subjects, one of which is to hide some journaling using one of these folded cards that come in the core kits. If you don't have any of those, then you can easily make your own. So that's one thing. It's a little element really. And then the other slightly bigger subject that we'll be looking at this month is die cutting, including die cuts in your Project Life spreads. I'm going to do both techniques on this layout, and then the other video will show me using more die cutting, but probably not a folded card too. Okay, so I have chosen my photos and I've chosen my cards to go in, and I've been doing some die cutting on my Silhouette machine. Now, if you don't have a Silhouette, you probably have some form of die cutter, either a Craft Robo or similar, or Cricut machine, something like that, or alternatively you might have a manual die cutting machine such as the Big Shot. Either is fine. If you don't have either of those, then just look at the punches that you've got, the punched shapes that you can punch out. All sorts of things, all sorts of possibilities there. So basically any punched shapes or die cut shapes or manually die cut shapes. Okay, I've been cutting a few things on my Silhouette. I opted for a few journaling cards. I've cut them all in white because I wasn't sure what colour I was going to want to use. So I've got this one here that's got chevrons cut out of it. This one here, which is a diagonal stripes like an overlay. This one, which is a frame with an arrow cut out. And these arrows are also an overlay. I plan to use that one over the top of this piece here. So I say cut some 3x4 journaling cards. I also cut out some words. I'll put them on here so you can see them. So I've got smile, today, and hello. I'll be using those as embellishments. And I also cut out some arrows that have words on them. True story, smile, so fab, today, and hello life. Oh, that looks quite nice on there. So I've got those ones. And then from the shapes that I've already cut, so the frame with the arrow, I have the negative pieces. So I have the arrow, and from the chevron card, I have the chevrons, and from the arrows card, I have all the arrows. They're hiding over here, but there's rather a lot of them. As you can see from the card, there's loads. So I've got all of those too. So they're like a bonus element that I'd forgotten I would have when cutting those out. So they'll form nice embellishments too, so I'll definitely utilise those. Okay, so I'm going to start off by making my week 40 card. Again, that's something I die cut. If you've been following this series, you'll know that I die cut all of my week cards, so they all look the same, and then I cover them behind with a piece of paper, and then I embellish up here slightly, adding some washi tape and a label. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And I've chosen to use a green washi tape throughout this layout. I normally try to stick with just one colour washi tape to reduce the Project Life chaos. And I've chosen a blue label, and I'll write my dates on there for which week it is. Okay, now the other thing I do on these cards meticulously is to fill in these little bits here. So the middle of the 4, the middle of the 2 E's, the middle of the O. It's a real pain taking them off of my silhouette mat, but it is worth it. They do look a lot better. It's the E's that drive me bananas. I use a really tiny fine nibbed glue to get those shapes in place. Okay, so that's that card done. I've obviously got to write the dates in, but I'll do that later. Okay, so now I'm going to move on and look at this card here. I was planning to put the arrows overlay over it. That's why I chose a solid or fairly plain pattern paper. It's part of the Coral collection. Core kit, and these are the coordinating papers. So all of the cards that you can see here are from that Coral kit, but this one here is cut from the paper, as was that piece of paper that's behind there. So I wanted something that, even though it's patterned red as a solid, it was a tone-on-tone pattern, and therefore that would look right over the top of it. It wouldn't look right over the top of that, for example, or that one, or that one, or even that one, or that one. But something that's all the same, tone on tone, reads as a solid colour, was absolutely ideal. So I'm going to stick that down. Again, I'm going to use that really, really fine tipped glue. And I'm just going to have that as a feature card. I'm not going to add any embellishments to it or any writing. It's just going to be a little card, just a little kind of embellishment. It's good because it adds texture. It's so busy, the pattern on here, that it doesn't need anything else, and actually anything else would take away from the pattern itself. And also, whatever I put on there probably wouldn't show up very well, because it would get lost in the busyness of the pattern behind it. Okay, like that. There we are. So now I'm going to embellish the rest of my layout. I've got my stamped camera, which is something I'm including on every single double layout. And then I've pulled out a few printables and I've cut them out myself. I wish they were die cut, but they're cut out myself. So I'm going to add those. I'll add washi tape probably to some of those areas. I definitely need some more down here, and I need something up here. So I've got those words that I cut earlier. I've already got smile down here, and I've also got hello also down here. So that is with one word. which is today, which is also down here, but as it's small, I think I don't mind including it. So obviously it's white, so I want it to show up, so I'm going to put it over something dark. So it would either be up there, or I can have it down here, but as I've got today down here already, I'm going to stick with it up there. So that's the word used, and then I'm going to look at those arrows I cut out, 2 with the words on, and see if I can get any of those in anywhere. Today, good stuff, hello life, smile, so fab, I quite like that one. Under there maybe. True story, not sure. I'll put that in. Don't want smile. Hello life. No, I don't think so. Good stuff is quite good. Could potentially put it up there. I'm not sure. I might save some using my other layouts. And then I've also got the little chevron pieces from the journaling card. I might pop a couple just here and there. I might come back to these and add them later as opposed to right now. Maybe a little bit up there. Something like that perhaps. I've also got a ton of arrows, so let's have a look at those. They're white again, so they need to be able to show up. Okay, well I don't want to go too crazy, so I'm going to leave those for now. I'm going to get all of my embellishment pieces stuck down, add the washi tape, and pop back to add some journaling in and finish off with some little extra bits and pieces. Okay, so I've added all my embellishment, everything's stuck down. I went a bit crazy with these arrows here, just to follow the direction of travel of my little boy and his ball. And I've got all my washi tape down wherever I wanted it. I don't like this card. Full-time lucky. Yes, I'm pretty lucky, I guess. I have a really nice life, but it's just a bit too corny for me. So I am going to, I like the green colour and I want that to stay, but I want to lose full-time lucky. So I could either cover it over. What I actually thought I would do is to cut it out of the card and then put something behind it. I have thought of sticking the white card behind it and then sticking in the embellishments, the little offcuts that came in with like the middles, like the chevrons, but then they would be white too. So I may need to find a scrap of navy card or something, or paper that goes maybe with this. Stick that behind it, and then my little arrows will show up. Okay, see if I can find some blue card. Got some navy there. I'm just going to cut a little bit. Okay, it's a bit darker than the other blue, but I can live with that. Might just try to mimic the pattern that's on here. Okay, so I'm definitely going to do something like that. I do need to get that stuck down, and I also need to write in my embellishment, in my journaling, so I shall pop back in a moment when that's done. Okay, so all embellishments stuck down, including this card, and I have just raised it up slightly, raised the back up very slightly on very thin foam pads. They're only 1mm, so even though foam pads are banned in my Project Life album because I don't want to increase the thickness, I've allowed one exception there. That's the only foam pads that appear in this entire album so far. And I think it looks really great. The two together look really great. I'm really pleased with the way that card turned out. It's way better than the Lucky that was in there before. And I have written in all of my journaling. They're here and here. And I have written in my folded card, which is in the Project Life core kits. I've written in some private journaling in there. Which is a story I don't want to share on camera or with anyone, really. It's a private little thing that happened this week, and I want to keep it to myself or to within our family, but I do want it in my Project Life. So there is most likely people to be looking at my Project Life album are me and my family, but other people do look, so therefore that's just a little something that you probably would never know it was there. I'm not going to write on there look inside or anything like that. You certainly could do that if you wanted, you had extra journaling and you wanted to fit more in. That would be a great way to do it. I say, if you don't have one of these cards, don't have any core kits, then just make your own. Just a piece of 6x4 card and fold it in half, and that makes 3x4. Let's say you could then come right inside. You could even add extra photos in there too. So that's the challenge this month, is to use a folded card. Now you could even put that in a 6x4 pocket, to be honest, as in you'd need 6x8 and to fold it in half that way. Or you could do 3x4 like I've done. You can use a folded card from the Project Life core kits, or you can use your own, make your own. So include that in there. And the other challenge this month is to do good die cutting, whether that is on your Silhouette machine or other electronic cutter, or if it's manual, or if you don't have either of those, then punches will do nicely too. Okay, so I'm going to leave that layout there, and I'll be back shortly with another video using a few more of those die cuts. Thank you very much for watching, and see you shortly.